Guys, I have an idea for a new video. What if Super Smash Bros. Had an alternate character release timeline, or we'll not be going over it into stages and stuff, okay, as well, but we'll be going over into the alternate history of Super Smash Bros. Okay, and yeah, what characters will be added in this alternate history of Super Smash Bros. So we'll be starting with the very beginning with the Super Smash Bros, you know, N64 version. And so how do you want to handle how do I want to handle it? I can make the unlockable characters bold, or I can put a letter by it. Okay. Okay. Now we're back. So the N64 game, the original release of Smash 64 has the original 12. These are the first 12 characters added into the game. I think because of the limitations of the original N64, I think we're going to keep with 12 characters. But we will not be adding any extra characters. Why? No extra characters from existing IPs. So there will be no Luigi, no Jigglypuff. I don't think we'll probably ever add Jigglypuff. I still don't know to this day why Jigglypuff. I think because they thought Jigglypuff was going to be like this big Pokemon, but then they eventually realized they didn't even add Jigglypuff in the Sword and Shield. Yeah, Jigglypuff was a spawn in Smash Bros, but wasn't in Pokemon Sword and Shield. I think we're gonna add characters that I think people like, obviously. And the first game, we're going to add one character per franchise. And yes, DK and Yoshi will represent Donkey Kong Country and Yoshi's Island. Mario will represent the Mario series, and DK and Yoshi will represent their own sub-series. Same thing with Wario later down the line. So the first character we add into the game is Mario. We'll also be adding Donkey Kong as well. We'll also be adding Kirby, Link, yeah, also gonna be adding Fox, and we're gonna be adding in Pikachu, obviously, to the roster. And we'll be adding in Captain Falcon as an unlockable character. Okay, I think we need to bold the characters. So Captain Falcon, unlockable will be in bold. Ness will be unlockable, and will be in bold. We'll be at okay. Well, okay. We haven't. Do we add all the original 8? We didn't add Yoshi yet. Yoshi will not be bold. Yoshi will be playable from the start, and Samus will be playable from the start. Okay. Okay, I think we're gonna separate the. We'll not be playing newcomers because, of course, this is the first entry in the series. Obviously, it's the first entry in the series, so there'll be no such thing as a newcomer. Okay. We'll also be adding in Pit from Kid Icarus. Why this choice? Why Pit from Kid Icarus? Sounds like a strange choice to us, but to many people. But again, it was either between Pit or Riddle Mac. Riddle Mac will make it into the next series, but again, I think Kid Icarus would have been revived much earlier. Okay, I think the series has a massive potential to grow. It'll be kind of like adding Nest. We'll add Captain Falcon because F-Zero was a popular racing game at the time. And we'll add in another popular character that is in Japan, Moth. I think this will kind of expose more of the Japanese side of Nintendo and the more obscure Japanese games like Earthbound and Fire Emblem to the rest. So, I think this makes a lot of sense. And now we're going over to the Game Boy Advance game. Yes, then this alternate Smash Bros. Timeline will be making another Game Boy Advance game. Okay. Mario through Pikachu will be added as playable characters. These characters will be the characters that will never be cut from the roster. So we have Mario through Pikachu as playable characters. We'll also add back in Captain Falcon as an unlockable character. And no, we will not be adding in non-video game characters. I think we'll still keep to that rule. And that's because Mother 3 is coming to the Game Boy Advance. This is going to be a launch title for the Game Boy Advance. But Mother 3, or a lot of people have been making rumors about coming to Game Boy Advance in Japan, so NES will be playable as well. But will not be at okay. Let's actually cut NES. We'll add Moth because Moth is. We'll only have 12 characters in the Game Boy Advance game. And we'll cut Pit and Ness from the Game Boy Advance game due to limitations of the Game Boy Advance console. It'll be a pixel spike game, but again, I think they want to make the game as polished as possible, and the game probably had a very short development cycle, like a year or so. So yeah, we'll be cutting Ness and Pit. Yes, the original 12, at least for this one Game Boy Advance game, will be cut in size to fit in two newcomers. First is Wario. This character will represent the Wario WoW series. So Wario being a newcomer will make a lot of sense. The next character that will be added will be Umbreon. And people are like, why Umbreon? Again, it'll be the first quadrupedal character. And it'll be pretty strange to see Umbreon in Super Smash Bros. I think also represent the Eeveelutions. I could of course put Eevee, but I think adding in more of the Eeveelutions would make a lot of more sense. Now we're going over to Melee. Melee, or the GameCube entry of this series. So all the characters except for Umbreon will return. Don't worry, an Ultimate Umbreon will return. But all these characters, including Wario will no longer be unlockable in this entry. But Captain Falcon and Moth will be. Ness will return in this entry due to there being less limitations, but he'll be unlockable. And of course, Pit will finally return with Kid Icarus for the GameCube being announced after Kid Icarus' revival. So what characters do we want to add to the next Smash Bros. Game? So this current roster we have around 13 characters, with Wario being the only returning character from the Game Boy game. That's a new character. But we'll also be adding in several characters. First will be Luigi. These will all be unlockable. The original we'll be adding Luigi as an unlockable. Okay, we're adding Captain Falcon and Moth will not be unlockable. Same thing with Ness. So we started over Wario. Wario will be the first new character to not be unlockable. But if you didn't unlock these characters, there will be a massive shock to people for these characters to be here. So Luigi will be the first new character. And they'll be having, if it's unlockable, they will be. And so Pit will be the only other unlockable character that is old. Will be the only unlockable character that's old. So people are like, oh my god, Pit's back. We didn't know the whole time. Mr. Game & Watch will be added as a playable character. Mr. Game & Watch will represent the old Nintendo games. Mewtwo, because he's a fan favorite legendary Pokemon, will be added to the game as well. Ganondorf, an iconic villain, will be added to the series. The next character we'll be adding is Wolf from Star Fox as the main villain. And this will kind of emphasize villains way more. This Smash Bros. Series will kind of emphasize villains way more. So yeah. Luigi, so this roster will round out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I think we can sneak in one more character. And this will not be any of the original Melee characters. This will be Riddle Mac. To represent this character was cut from the original series because of time constraint, and also was planned to be added into the Game Boy game. But Riddle Mac being added will definitely bring more popularity to Punch-Out, so the Wii game doesn't sell as poorly, and people actually know of its existence. Now we're going over to the Wii era of Super Smash Bros. So Smash Bros. Brawl is the most ambitious of them all so far. We'll be adding every single character will be returning. Every single character will be returning because of the story mode. Pit will no longer be unlockable Bull, Bull in this series, as he's basically advertised as one of the main characters in the story mode. Meanwhile, Captain Falcon and Moth will be unlockable. Moth will no longer be unlockable, but Luigi, Mr. Game & Watch, Mewtwo, and Ganondorf will no longer be newcomers anymore. More. We added around 20 characters, but I think the next best choice of adding a new character is Bowser. Bowser was not added in favor of Wario, but we think this decision was completely stupid, and Bowser will be one of the big advertised new characters in this game. Bowser was added into Melee, obviously, but because of the roster constraints, because of Melee's development time, Bowser was cut, along with King Dedede. These two characters will not be unlockable, and they'll be the two major newcomers. Ike from Fire Emblem, I think I want to add him to the game because he's just cool, and also he'll have a different playstyle than Moth. I could also add Anna or Hector, but I think adding Ike because of he'll be like the heavy equivalent and heavy counter to Moth. I think adding him, it makes more sense than just adding Roy. Like, yes, he has cool fire effects, but he's exactly the same as Moth. I think adding Ike is much more bigger than adding in Roy. So, yeah. Also, we'll be adding in, finally, some female representation into Super Smash Bros. Besides Samus. We'll be finally adding in Zelda as a newcomer and Peach as a newcomer. These two characters, I think, make a lot of sense, and we will have some female representation. I think adding Armau is a must, and he'll be also another newcomer. I think these characters will also all be on the starting roster, so people will not complain about there being no female representation. But I'll be getting into other newcomers. I think adding Sonic as a newcomer as the first third-party character will make a lot of sense. Sonic has been the main rival to Mario for such a long time, and adding him into Smash Bros. Makes a lot of sense. Okay? And also, we'll be adding in representation for the newest Pokemon generation. We'll be adding in Lucario. Yes, Lucario, I think they knew Lucario would be a big, massive Pokemon. He is still amongst the most popular Pokemon to this day. So adding in Lucario is a no-brainer. But instead of adding Pokemon Trainer, we'll also add in representation for Generation 3. And yes, we'll be adding in Grovyle for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Considering the fact that Pokemon Mystery Dungeon just came out, adding in Grovyle, considering that Grovyle is already in Gen 3, a moveset will be pretty easy, but also we gain some representation for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, and also because of the story mode, there could be some time travel stuff, and Grovyle could be a major character. We already have around, let's see how many characters we have. We have Mario, we have the original 12, we have the 20 characters on top of that for Melee, and we have 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, so 29 characters. Wizard Brawl had 45 characters, and I think they had enough time to develop all these characters, so I added a couple more characters to the roster. So who should we add to the roster? So we decided to add actually 5 new characters. We decided to add Paper Mario. I think Paper Mario makes a lot of sense as a series. He can represent his own series, and a lot of people love the Paper Mario series. He can have his partner. He'll be the first double character, and he can swap through several partners. I think you can. I know I didn't add Ice Climbers, but Paper Mario would be the first double character, and you have a lot of potential for his movesets for using different partners. I think we'll just use the partners from Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, as that was the last truly RPG series. I know, and also added some mechanics from Super Paper Mario and the first 2 Paper Marios as well. We'll also add in the Mii because it makes just too much sense. I could have added Animal Crossing rep, but we'll save that for the next entry. But I said to add, I didn't want to add too many. I already added enough new characters like Bowser, King Dedede, Ike, Zelda, Peach, Almo. This is the most amount of new characters we of course will have had to tackle. So Animal Crossing will be cut for the next entry, which will be on the DS. Yes, Ridley and Porky, because of the Subspace episode, I think fighting against them as playable characters like Bowser, King Dedede, and Ganondorf, and Mewtwo, and Wolf, which will also be a part of the main story. Also, Taboo will not be playable. Nope. I don't think people would want to play as Taboo. I'm just being honest. And Pac-Man as a secret character. Yes, Pac-Man will be the secret character for Smash Bros. Brawl. I think adding Pac-Man makes a lot more sense considering Pac-Man's importance to the gaming industry. And also because Miyamoto really wanted Pac-Man in Smash Bros. So I think adding him makes more sense. So that's the newcomers. As well, the DS one will be a very interesting one. The DS one, I think they're gonna try to make it the same size as Brawl. So we adding in the original characters, all the original 12 characters, there's as well. Yeah. Here, also the N. Captain Falcon. All the original 12 characters will be returning. Luigi will be returning. This will be the first non-story based game. There will be a story mode, but it'll kind of be like more like an arcade mode. Peach will be returning, obviously. Bowser will be returning in this game. This game will be another Spike game, and it'll be a pretty big game, but it'll kind of more focus on handheld characters. Grovyle will return alongside Umbreon. This game will release near the holidays. Me will not return because there's no compatibility. Paper Mario will not return. But Porky will return as a playable character as well. And also, King Dedede because of Kirby's representation on the handhelds. And of course, Ganondorf from Melee because he's the main villain of the Zelda series as well. Also, Mewtwo will return as well, alongside Mr. Game & Watch because of those Game & Watch collections. But now we're getting into new characters. So the DS game will be and also Sonic will be returning as well, alongside Pac-Man. The both characters will plan to be put into the roster. So we'll be adding in characters from handheld Nintendo games. So we'll be adding in characters from the DS Nintendo games as well. Lucario will not make an appearance in this game, and for some reason, Infernape will be added in as a character so they can represent the starter Pokemon for some weird reason. Yeah, for some reason, Lucario will be exclusive to the, Wii version, and Infernape will be exclusive to the other game. Okay, and yeah, we'll go over DS games as well. And considering that Mario and Sonic are having crossovers on the, Wii and DS, Sonic was kept in as well. Makes a lot of sense. Okay, when did Scribblenauts come out? Did Scribblenauts come out after the... When did Scribblenauts come out? Okay, Scribblenauts, the original game. Okay, it came out 2008, so we can't add Scribblenauts into this game. Nope, it cannot be added. We'll also add in Toon Link to represent the handheld Zelda games. This character will be exclusive until Ultimate for the DS and handheld Smash Bros. Series for now. Also, Umbreon returns as well. And Infernape also is a new character in the game. Also, we add a new Mario character in the series, and that is Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr., yes, hasn't really appeared on the handheld Mario games, but because they wanted to add in Bowser Jr., but they couldn't add him at the last second, he'll be added in as well. Villager from Animal Crossing will also be added into the game, as he'll basically be an exclusive to the DS games, basically, and as well, and also, okay, I'm gonna see if there's a list. Isaac from Gordon Son, yeah. I looked up the DS game, says Isaac. That's a handheld series, so that makes a lot of sense to add him to the game. We already added enough Pokemon games. Okay, we already added enough Pokemon characters. Pokemon is kind of overrepresented. Per se, I know Pokemon's a massive series. We could add Mega Man. We could add Mega Man from the Mega Man Star Force series. Is he just called Mega Man? But this will probably piss off a lot of Mega Man fans. But yeah, Mega Man from the Star Force series will have his Star Force moveset. Basically considering that this series, because of how Nintendo, you know, it'll be called Mega Man Star Force in the way the entries, so he'll be added as well. He'll have his Star Force moveset. It'll be some weird character Toby has added. And the last character is another handheld series, and that's Professor Layton. Professor Layton, I think the first game released before. We're gonna see what the first Professor Layton game released. 2007. So yes, Professor Layton can actually be added into the game. And this series has basically, always been on Nintendo consoles. Another character will be added, third-party character will be a Sega character, and that'll be Phoenix Wright. This Smash Bros. Series will have a lot of third-party secret characters. Especially Mega Man, Sonic will be in it, Pac-Man will be in it, Professor Layton, and Phoenix Wright. Phoenix Wright is a very requested character, and this series is exclusively on handheld, so it makes a lot of sense. And these will be all the characters for the DS entry, and I think this will be seen as the weird Smash Bros. Game. Now we can Smash Bros. For Wii U and 3DS. This will end the handheld exclusivity of some of these characters as well, and we'll be first going over the returning characters as well. So of course, we'll be pulling characters from the Wii entry first. So the original 12 characters, of course, return in this series. Makes a lot of sense as well. Captain Falcon will be unlockable alongside of Ness as well. And now we'll be pulling from Melee what characters return from the GameCube game. And Luigi, the game, almost every single character from the GameCube entry returns. Considering there's only 20 characters in that game and they want this to become the biggest Smash Bros. Game ever. So all these characters except for Little Mac will be not unlockable. No, will be unlockable characters. Mewtwo will not be a DLC character. Yeah, we'll be taking in DLC characters into account here. And we'll also be pulling in characters from Brawl. So this will be the first amount of cuts we'll have. Okay, so Bowser will of course return. Zelda will return. Peach will return. Obviously. Olimar because to represent the Pikmin franchise. And he's kind of like the mascot anyways. Sonic will return because of both Sonic and Pac-Man will return because they're both iconic characters that people love. And we'll also be wearing back in Ridley as well because because a lot of people were going to be angry. But there'll be some strange cuts, like Ike will be cut. Oh yeah, King Dedede's not being cut. King Dedede will not be cut, obviously. Sui here, and from the DS game. And Fernape will be cut, but Bowser Jr. will not be cut from the DS game. He's actually going to become a mainstay. Also, Pac-Man and Ridley will be both unlockable. Alongside with Zelda, for some reason, will be Zelda and Peach will not be unlockable though. But Bowser Jr. will be returning from the DS games. And Villager from Animal Crossing will also be returning as well. And also, none of the other handheld characters will be returning, which will cause some uproar among Mega Man fans and Professor Layton fans. But Mega Man because the demand for Mega Man to return was enough, but they decided to add the classic Mega Man. After the demand for the classic Mega Man to be included, there will be a massive outcry and outrage for Mega Man to be added, the classic version. But also Capcom will be sneaking in Ryu as a playable character. This makes a lot of sense as Street Fighter is by far Capcom's most popular series. And it would make a lot of sense to add in Ryu as a playable character. Now we're going into newcomers here. So we're going to the Smash 4 roster roster to see what characters were included as newcomers. So we're going over the Wii U version. We added Meta Knight as a new unlockable character. Of course, he'll be heavily requested, and I think adding him in makes a lot of sense. Also, we'll also add in the Mii's as an unlockable character. You have to basically just create a Mii to unlock the Mii's, but there'll be multiple Mii variants now. Mii will have been a standard character, and the standard Mii will have been cut in favor of Mii Brawler. Well, yeah, it's Mii Sword Fighter, the Mii Sword, and Mii Gunner. These will be the three Mii's that will be replacing the old Mii character from the Wii days. The old Mii character will actually be the only character to never return, but the Mii Brawler will actually not be considered a newcomer, considering that the old Mii was basically just a brawler, but basically there'll be new play styles for the Mii's. Also be added in Greninja as the new Pokemon game, and he'll be of course unlockable as well. Considering that they knew Greninja was going to be popular, kind of like Lucario, I think adding him at N makes a lot of sense. Okay, you're also having Mewtwo as well, which is another very popular Pokemon as well. But we're gonna also be adding Lucario as well. This is a character that I think a lot of Pokemon fans love, and we'll actually add him as DLC. I think adding him as DLC makes a lot of sense, because we can also get included, we can also factor in DLC characters as well. Also be adding Palutena after popular demand. How do you spell Palutena? I'm working the Smash Bros. Watson. Well, let's see. Palutena. Did I spell her name correctly? Yes, I did. I spelled her name correctly as well. C will not be unlockable, but Rosalina will be unlockable. This is after there was like demand to add more female playable characters. Also, Lucina will be a playable character as kind of like a clone of Marth. Basically, it'll be like how she is in the games. But actually, the different playstyles, they'll have the same moveset, but they'll have a completely different playstyle. Marth will still evolve around the Tipper. Meanwhile, Lucina is kind of like the new version of Marth and doesn't need no Tipper. But also, people have been requesting another character to be added, and that's Diddy Kong. So, doing for popular fan demand, we will be adding Diddy Kong as well. Well. And Diddy Kong will not be unlockable. Bull as well. And also Mega Man will be technically a newcomer, because that was the one in the DS version was the one from the Battle Force network games as well. And we'll be adding 3 more characters for the base roster. Yes, we call this the base roster of Smash Bros. As well. And we'll also be adding Robin, because he'll add in, new moveset as well. Well, basically here. And also we'll be adding in Skull Kid. I know people will be like, what about Gyurem? He was one of the most requested characters. No, Skull Kid is better. I think he'll be a much more interesting character to add than like one boss, because Skull Kid's like a fan favorite of the series as well. And also add in Sulk to represent the new Xenoblade franchise, and, as well. Here. And we're just looking at the Smash 4 roster here. And we'll be adding a new Star Fox rep, and that's Crystal. Crystal will be added, which means we'll have Wolf, Crystal, and Star Fox. I think this would make more sense than having Falco as a playable character. Now we add in the DLC characters. So we'll be adding 4 characters that are returning. So we're adding the highly requested characters that have been cut. So Porky Mince will be added in as a DLC character. He was cut from this game, but he was added in after massive requests for him to be added. Same thing with Isaac. He was a very requested character to be added as a DLC rep as well. Lucario, that was like the number 1 most requested DLC pick for them to add. And also, will be poor Sakurai and just add in, for some strange reason, Okay, is Ridley in the game? Yeah, Ridley's in the game. For some reason, strange reason, and also Paper Mario will be brought back as a DLC character as well. So these characters will be brought back as DLC characters, and this will be the first time old characters will be brought back. And of course, we'll be going over we'll be getting 4 new characters in as DLC. So we'll be adding in some very heavily requested third-party characters as well. So we'll be putting these characters. We'll not be putting these DLC. We'll not be putting DLC characters, but we'll be going over very requested, most requested Smash Bros. Characters. And the first character that often showed up was Shadow the Hedgehog. So Shadow will be the first new DLC character. Obviously, he was amongst the most requested characters for Smash Bros. 4. So basically, adding Shadow the Hedgehog was the number 1 most requested character. The besides Mega Man makes a lot of sense. Another character we should add in is King K. Rool. Add in a new villain and also add him in as a DLC, considering the fact that this entry will not have a storyline. Adding King K. Rool makes a lot of sense as well, and will have the main Donkey Kong series padded out, so you can add in new characters later. We'll save Waluigi for the next entry in the series, obviously. He is one of the more requested characters as well, but another character, we're going over all the characters here. Another character will not be added in Zoroark. Okay. We'll be adding a Gen 5 Pokemon to represent that series, because I think it is kind of strange Gen 5 does not have any representation. We'll not be going over the safe route of adding in Zoroark. We'll be adding in a much better suited character for Gen 5. And yeah, we'll conclude Gen 5 Pokemon. And I know the Pokemon we should add, obviously, is Genesect. Genesect is obviously one of the coolest legendary. One of the coolest looking legendaries. I love the idea of just a cannon bug just destroying all the other characters. And we'll be adding in a third party character to finish it out. And it'll be a shocking character. It'll be Cloud Strife from Final Fantasy VII, which will shock the world as the final DLC character. And no, Bayonetta will not be added. We don't want Bayonetta in Smash Bros. Well, we can add it in the next game. Then we have the Switch era of Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's time to add in Everyone Is Here. So we'll be going over all of the N64 characters. There's every character except for these characters. These original 8 characters will be unlockable, kind of like how it is in Ultimate. Basically, we'll be adding in the 2 new Game Boy characters. We'll be adding them in order, how we added them. So Wario and Umbreon will be kind of like how it is in the order. So Wario and Umbreon will be added. All these characters will be added. In order. So this kind of be like the combination of Smash Bros. So yes, Phoenix Wright will be returning. We'll have 2 Mega Mans because of the handheld Mega Man series. We'll be adding also all of the new Wii characters as well. And we'll have to exclude new from all of them. Ike will also be returning as well from Fire Emblem. Another character that people dearly missed and wanted to come back. All these characters will be unlockable since it is Smash Bros. Ultimate. And also we'll be need to unlock a random character this time. The only other and Mii's will of course be unlockable once you create a Mii and add him to the game. So me Blower will be in this. Will be that next character afterwards. Then we'll go over to the DS entry of the series, and all these characters will be added as playable characters. So Infernape will be in Smith. We'll have 2 Gen 4 representation. Sin, Villager, Isaac, Mega Man from the Star Force games, Professor Layton, and Phoenix Wright will be returning. The Wii U and 3DS had a whole slew of newcomers, including Mega Man himself and all these other characters as well. Every character that didn't get a reworked moveset will be considered new. So Meta Knight, Gunner, Greninja are no longer new characters. Rosalina, Lucina. Lucina is the only clone character in the entire game, alongside Toon Link. I try not to add in as many clone characters as well. I just add in Palutena because I wanted to have more female characters in the game. It just made sense. And also these 4 newcomers from the DLC. So Genesect, Cloud, King K. Rool, and Genesect and all the rest of them. Ultimate will not have many new characters, like the actual game itself. We'll be adding in Waluigi and Inkling as the 2 major E3 characters. We'll also be adding Isabelle as a playable character, as a lot of people have been requesting Isabelle as a playable character. We'll also be adding Ken as he's the original Echo Fighter, as both characters will be revealed together. We'll also add in the Sidui instead of a Cinnamon as a new playable character. The Sidui makes more. Oh wait, do we have a Fire Star? We have Grovyle. Yeah, we have Infernape. We have Infernape playable. We have Greninja. We have Grovyle. And we'll be starting over again with the Sidui being a playable character as well. We'll also be adding a new villain, Dr. Eggman. This game will also have a massive story as well. We'll also have Pyra and Mythra as a playable character. And yeah, Rex will be cucked again. I want that the trailer of Rex is like, what? I'm not in the game? Yeah, that again. We'll also add in Steve because Minecraft is just this massive game. And I just want Minecraft to be put in the game. It would be pretty funny to see the characters interact with Steve from Minecraft in the story mode. And of course, he got put into the game anyways. And also, he will still be the most broken character. And we add in Bayonetta as well, considering that Bayonetta's games, her games have been exclusive to Nintendo. So it makes so much sense. And also, we'll be adding in Springman to represent Nintendo's newest series, which is ARMS, besides Splatoon. But to represent that ARMS game, we gotta add in Springman. And these are all of the newcomers that will also be in the story here. And we'll be going over the DLC picks as well. Who will be added? So most wanted Smash Ultimate Smash characters. This would be the modern day most wanted characters. And according to the internet, we already added Waluigi. I think instead of adding Banana Waluigi would be the safe choice. I think Banana Waluigi would be a good choice because of his moveset. And also, he is kind of the 4th Kirby character, but he'll be the first DLC character added. Every DLC character will be a new character, so rest assured will not be having any repeats. Okay. Also, for some reason, they have Goku. We're not adding in Goku. I'm sorry. I would love to have Goku in Smash Bros. But we're going off of this list here. We'll be adding characters from all regions here. We'll also be adding in Sephiroth as the second character. So he'll be in the game because he is amongst the most requested characters as well. We'll also be adding Solid Snake finally. Because Capcom finally said, you know what? This game is so massive, we'll add him into the game. 2 third-party characters as DLC. We'll also be pleasing the American fans. Also, we will be adding Sora as well, since he's the most requested character in Europe and America, and second in Japan. We'll also be adding Lloyd Irving as he is the most popular and most requested character for Japan, obviously, so making a lot of sense there. And the second most requested character, Crash Bandicoot. So he will be the finisher off, and people will be like, oh my god, Crash is in Smash. Okay, considering we already got Waluigi in the game, Crash Bandicoot is the next logical step here as well. We already have 3 Sonic characters, so we don't need to add any more Sonic characters as well. Then we have Rave 2. This will be 6 characters. And yeah, we only had 1 Nintendo character in like how it was. So we're gonna be kind of like adding in characters from the new. We'll be adding the first character. And this will be to represent the newest Pokemon game. So what Pokemon should we represent the newest Pokemon game? We'll be going up Gen 8 Pokemon. And I think instead of representing the starters, I think we should have 2 characters represent Generation 8. Zacian and Zamazenta. These characters kind of play like the Ice Climbers. And they'll also be, like kind of like play like Ivysaur or Duck Hunt. Well, basically Zamazenta plays more like the defensive role, and basically they can swap it. Okay, they can actually have a Pyro and Mythra situation, or you get 2 characters in one. And the Final Smash, they use the major move. They use Behemoth Bat Blade and the other one. Basically, we'll have 2 characters in one. I think this is a much better choice than Cinderace. I know Cinderace is kind of like the cool character, but no. Zacian Zamazenta is the better option as well. So, yeah. My answer is the absolute most correct answer. We'll also be adding Master Chief. So we'll be having Crash Bandicoot. We'll have all of the major consoles, besides PC, represented as new playable characters as well. Well, this makes a lot of sense considering the fact that we already have Steve in the game as well. Well, and I had Master Chief over Banjo-Kazooie. I know Banjo-Kazooie has history of Microsoft, but Master Chief, come on, he represents Microsoft. He is the main man of Microsoft. Banjo-Kazooie was just some series back in the 90s. And basically, Microsoft says, yeah, Banjo-Kazooie, he's an assist trophy, so better luck next time. Maybe he can be in Smash 6, because we gotta have some characters for Smash 6 as well. So, Wave 2 is continuing on, and we'll be adding in another Nintendo character to the rest. So, out of Nintendo's characters, who is the most wanted? Besides the ones we already added. Because we added all of like the major characters into the game. We already added an ARMS rep, so ARMS got covered. I don't want to add in another Fire Emblem character. I know people will be pissed off if I add in Byleth from the newest Fire Emblem game. But what about another Mario character? I know people can't be upset over that. Who should we add from Mario who isn't added yet? Toad, of course. I think adding Toad as a DLC character would be pretty funny. And just to see people's reaction to see Toad being added as a DLC. I think Toad could have a pretty unique and interesting moveset. And considering that Toad is is the last of the original Mario characters, to not be added to Smash Bros? Like, come on. We added Waluigi, but they didn't know Toad. Okay? Toad gets to be in the game, okay? Toad gets to be in Super Smash Bros., okay? And we'll also be adding another fan favorite Animal Crossing character, KK Slider, as a DLC character. This would be kind of the most unexpected pick of them all. Well, but KK Slider makes a lot of sense. And let me add in the 2 last characters. Monster Hunter, because he's one of the most requested characters, and Sora because basically everyone wanted Sora, so Sora would make the perfect last character to be added. Then And because of how Disney is, there's no Mickey Mouse in Smash Bros. Bros. And that's it. So this is the final roster as well. So we have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have the original 8, the original 12, the 14 characters including the Game Boy, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 50, 53, 57, 60, 66, 67, 70, 71 characters in the base game. In the DLC, we have 76, 77. Oh, yeah, we gotta include Pyro and Mythra as well. So 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. So we have a total of 84 characters in the roster. How many characters are in Smash Ultimate? It is a lot. We could make a DLC pack free if we really wanted to, but who would we add? Who would we add? Like Tracer? Sante? Like, I'm not gonna add Sante because really, it would add actual exposure to a series. But I think adding Steve to represent indie gaming makes a lot more sense considering the fact that Minecraft started out as an indie game. Also, I'll probably add in FNAF representation before I add in Sante because FNAF was the other thing that made indie games popular. Also, you could add in Cuphead, Sans. Like, really? You guys want Sante over all these other indie characters that are much more popular and much more beloved? Sans will also get its Mii costume. But yeah, I almost could have added Sans into the game, but Sans canonically has 1 hit point. Well, I don't think Sans would fit in because he has like 1 health, 1 HP. It'd be like adding Sedinza to Smash Bros. Okay? But how many characters are in the original Smash Bros. Ultimate? Okay? How many? So, we have Smash Bros. Ultimate has 82 and we have 84. Okay? At 82, if you exclude Mythra and Zamazenta. So that is a lot of characters. A lot of characters. So you basically have the same amount of roster spots, but we decided to add in 2 double characters. Kind of like, Pyro Mythra and Zacian and Zamazenta as double characters as well. And also Smash Bros. Ultimate will represent the history of Smash Bros. But that means we'll make a separate video about this. What about the next Smash Bros. game? What about the Switch 2? And yes, that is what we will be ending this video on. The Switch 2. Will we make massive cuts to the Smash Bros. Roster? And yeah, we decided to add more characters for underrepresented series as well. We didn't add any Zelda characters for Smash Bros. Ultimate, but I think having a roster of Link, Zelda, Skull Kid, and Ganondorf makes a lot of sense as well. And also, we have so many characters to, we have more balance. We have, of course, Pokemon. We have Pokemon for Generation. Mario, have all the popular Mario characters in, including Paper Mario, including Bowser Jr. You have all the big characters in. You have Paper Mario in. You have for Toad finally in Smash Bros. You have KK Slider, an important Animal Crossing character. You have, massive characters like Master Chief Sonic. We have more Sonic representation. And also, the Smash Bros. Ultimate will have a massive story with characters like King K. Rool and stuff. And also, you complete the Smash Bros. Ultimate story, you unlock all the characters. Or you can just unlock them just by battling random, CPUs as well. And then just randomly unlocking these characters. The only characters that are not in the storyline are the DLC characters and the Miis. The Miis are only added in if you add in the Miis, in a area where you can add in the Miis, but the Miis don't really feature in any cutscenes at all. They're just extra characters as well. Well, so what do you think about these characters? Do you think these are good choices or bad choices? I think a lot of people would be happy about the DLC, much more happy about the DLC. Especially considering how loaded the first DLC was of Snake, Roy, and Crash. And we added some, Nintendo characters in the second wave. But we also added big characters like Master Chief, Sora, and Monster Hunter. add the big, massive characters as well. And also, I think Final Fantasy Game 2F makes a lot of sense given Final Fantasy's history. And I didn't, we didn't add characters like Terry or Joker. I know people love those characters, but I added in characters that are much more requested, especially like Lloyd Irving, who was the most requested character in Japan. And no, I still avoided adding in Sante or Zeno. Yeah, those characters are not being added. Okay, maybe they had a way free, maybe in the Switch 2 Smash Bros. And because Mario RPG got a remake, I think Zeno would probably be like one of the first characters added because Mario RPG got a remake. But that begs the question, who will we add in Smash for the Switch 2? That'll be the question we're going to leave on this video.